YouTube, what's going on, man? Black House Booking here with another video, an unexpected video. Man, these surprise drops just keep happening, but that's you got to be current. You got to stay with the times. I want to talk about AEW All Out today. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and if you're old to the channel, watch all my old videos. Please, I'm dropping content very consistently, and I'm trying to grow with y'all. If y'all like the content, share it. That was my water bottle. Share the video with your friends. Tell them about my channel, and I just hope we can grow together and build our wrestling community. But man, oh man, AEW does it again. Yeah, AEW just keeps proving me wrong, man. Oh well, they proved me wrong the first time, so I became a believer in AEW. Let me say this, right? I'm a lifelong WWE fan. We need to stop tribalism. I'm a fan of pro wrestling in general. Even when TNA was, popping back then with WWE, when I was first coming up watching WWE, I was watching both. I don't understand why y'all fans have to pit one another against each other. That's just a little sidebar because I know some people are going to be mad at me. Do you think I'm a WWE mark? I like pro wrestling. I love pro wrestling, and AEW did their thing once again. I was one of those people that was skeptical of having the pay-per-view so back-to-back. I feel like I just watched All In like 2 weeks ago. And then everything with the build up, I'm like, are they rushing Swerve versus Hangman too quick? Should they wait to the next pay-per-view? But I'll tell you, they actually got it right. And with that being said, let's get right into it. I got my iPad right here. I got my notes. I had to take notes on this. I will say I did miss the pre-show, the 0 hour. I wanted to catch it, but I was doing something important. Shout out to Afi Kingdom. I was on an expert wrestling level podcast. Expert level wrestling podcast. My bad. I was talking to my guy Afi Kingdom. You guys will probably see that on Monday, and I'll give you the link so you go check it out. And I'll probably post some clips as well. But I'm gonna go in order. MJF versus Daniel Garcia. I will say I was one of the guys not really a big fan of Daniel Garcia, the character, the antics. But since he came back at All In, you know what? Pretty solid match. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's very difficult to have a bad match with MJF, but Daniel Garcia was doing his thing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pleasantly surprised. Showing some aggression, not being goofy and doing all the goofy stuff. I really thought that Daniel Garcia looked like stronger than usual. So I guess maybe they're starting to believe in Daniel Garcia. Maybe they're trying to get him over for something in the future, like a FTW championship or TBS TNT championship or something like that. So even though Daniel Garcia did lose to MJF, I mean, did we expect anything less? I mean, I don't expect MJF to lose to anybody who's not of a certain caliber, but this was a good showing for Daniel Garcia. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's like a if we're gonna use WWE terms, it's kind of like it's kind of like a Austin Theory when he was young going against a vet, and then no, it's like a Carmelo Hayes going against an Andrade. Like the first 2 times where you really don't expect Carmelo Hayes to win, but he put on such a good show that he still looks strong. So that's my comparison for that. Let me see. The Young Bucks and the Blackpool Combat Club, decent match. I do like the Young Bucks. My criticism of them is that they're very spot heavy, but at the end of the day, I mean their matches are good. I can't not say that the matches are bad or anything. Is this one of the weaker matches of the night? I mean, it wasn't that long to be honest, but that's absolutely fine. But it was cool though. It was still good. It was still good. It was still good. Good. It was still good. I mean, you know, I expected the Young Bucks to retain, so I'm not really too surprised about the outcome or nothing like that. So, like I said, it was a good match though. Anything that I put of notes? Nah, not really. It was just cool. It was a cool match. But I mean, the Young Bucks should drop those titles to the Acclaimed, I think. But obviously there are more teams coming up, so they could drop them to somebody else. But I think the Acclaimed should get those titles. Will Ospreay and Pac. This is the one I was really looking forward to seeing because I like Pac a lot, right? I always want to call him Pac, but whatever. I like Pac a lot because the way it's spelled, man, y'all get it. I like Pac a lot. Obviously I liked him since he was running the cruiserweight division in WWE, and Will Ospreay has shown me time and time again that maybe I shouldn't be so critical of him for not signing with WWE, because this man is killing it in AEW. I mean, they tore the house down. Could have been my match of the night if it wasn't for two other matches that I really enjoyed. But man, it was a great match. I mean, the whole match was just. I can't just choose one thing that stood out. Obviously, Will Ospreay is Will Ospreay. He was going crazy. I mean, I don't know what to say. I can't really tell you nothing that you probably wouldn't know. Look who's in the match. Two of the best in AEW right now. To me, happy that they're both champions for sure. Definitely deserve to be champions at the same time. And I'm looking forward to seeing Will Ospreay as the AEW as the main champion one day. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing with the belt right now, but I think Will Ospreay should be the guy for the company moving forward. Great match, great match, great match. 5-star match, probably. Dave Meltzer would probably say so. I think it was. I don't know if I could say it's a 5-star match because I like these other two matches better. Let's talk about it. So this one shocked me. Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale shocked me. I already knew Willow Nightingale was like that because the last few matches I've seen, whether she was in an intergender tag match, whether she was going against Mercedes Moné, I'm like, yo, she really has the potential to be, like, she could be the one. Like, I don't know if you keep her as a happy go lucky, but like just her personality is very, like, baby face-ish. Even though she's a bigger, seems more imposing, she's not a Nyla Rose. But I'm telling you, if you really want to like experiment and try things, I think she can. I think she could be AW. I think she could be a premier player in your women's division. And speaking of the women's division, you guys, a lot of you guys who are AEW fans, mentioned Chris Statlander and how great she is and stuff like that, and I just didn't believe you. I don't know why, but after watching this match, this is a match. Shout out to the women, shout out to the ladies. I like this. I put this match over Will Ospreay versus Pat, which is crazy, I know, but in such a short time that they had, like the match was just hard hitting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like but I've never seen women go this hard. Well, I have, but it just in recent time going hard like that, it's crazy. Like they put on like a really great showing, a really great outing, and obviously the spear off the ramp for me solidified how great the match was. A submission ending, which is cool. I mean, I didn't expect that, but I mean, how else would you justify her beating her? I suppose her tapping out and submitting probably does make the most logical sense. Besides doing just a finisher and just 1, 2, 3, because you're facing a opponent who's like bigger, who's a bigger opposition. So I really did enjoy this match, y'all. The AEW women's division, we should have a conversation about them in comparison to other women's divisions and other wrestling companies. We got to start having that conversation. Tony Storm, now Mariah May, Mercedes Moné, obviously. You want to count Athena. You want the Thunder Roses, the Nyla Roses. We have to have a serious conversation about if AEW has the best women's division. The only thing that Britt Baker, the only thing that's stopping them is the fact that a lot of people don't know the women because they don't watch AEW. They watch the biggest promotion, which is WWE. But if the viewership starts to level out, I think we might have a conversation about AEW is booking their women better, especially because that mid-card championship means a lot. Which is that gonna bring me? Is that a good transition? No, it's not a good transition. Okada wasn't, it was a good match, but it wasn't. I mean, listen. Criticism. Orange Cassidy, he's cool. His gimmick is different. I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't think he does the hands in it. He doesn't. I never liked the hands in the jeans thing. Whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, not the biggest fan. I think Okada versus Mark Briscoe head on could have been cool for this. But I mean, having a multi-person match is also good. You get to put a lot more superstars on display. I mean, Okada is Okada. It is what it is. It was a cool match. It wasn't really Takashita is It's hard for me to. I didn't enjoy the match that much. I'll say it was cool. It was solid. That's probably my. Is that my weakest match of the night? Probably. Mm, yeah, it's my weakest match of the night. The match I really want to get to though. No, is it? Is it? It's yeah. I'll put that as my weakest match. But this match is the one that really. I was like Mercedes Monet. So my favorite women's wrestler, Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks. I will say I knew she was gonna retain. Obviously, good match, but I was disappointed. I will say I was disappointed in the match. Wasn't as great as I thought it was. Did I? Let me see if I put anything. I mean, I'll just say it right. I think she has. It might not have anything to do with the match. Just overall, listen. That will always be my favorite women's wrestler, but I think she got too much creative control in AEW. Not just because of the match or anything like that. I'm just not feeling it. Her match with Britt Baker was a technical masterpiece. Loved it, enjoyed it. You can't have a 5-star match every time, and it also depends on your opposition. Which her opposition was great in this match. Y'all asked me during my live about Shida, and I really didn't know that much about her. Well, I know about her now, and like I said, this women's division is really great. So shout out to her. Um, Good match, good match, but I was disappointed because I expected this to be in my top 3 matches of the night. I did not expect Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale to be better than this match, and it was better by far. And I want to say, was the other match shorter than this match? I think it was. I think the other match was shorter than this match, and it was still like for me like way better. But everything can't be super duper great. You got to have criticism. You got to have um criticism. You got to have with the good things. It was cool, but for me on a scale of 1 to 10, it would be like a 7. For me, it wasn't. But it was some cool. It was some cool spots. It's always gonna be some cool spots as wrestling, but it just wasn't the greatest match for me. AEW World Championship match. I don't like. I'm not the biggest fan of Jack Perry, but it was a good match. It was a good match. It was a good match. I mean, I expected Brian Danielson to retain, but I'm not the biggest Jack Perry fan. Not because of anything with CM Punk or whoever. That don't got nothing to do with anything. I was just never the biggest fan. His stuff with Luchasaurus was cool for when it first happened, but I was just never the biggest fan of Jack Perry. But he did have a good match though. I mean, you going against Brian Danielson, so I don't expect nothing less if I'm being completely honest. Good match though, not gonna lie. I'm sorry my review is like you gotta understand, y'all. I'm doing this in real time. This wasn't planned. The notes I have is very minimum. Like I kind of wish I did more thorough notes, but it's y'all understand. I'm not a reviewer. I review and do predictions every now and then. I'm reviewing this because AEW is surprising me with their pay-per-views. Their weekly shows is another story, but that's not what we're talking about today. Good match. Good match overall. I mean, but the end is what really got me, man. They turned on the boy, man. I want to know. So I want to know. Obviously, I want to know why they turned on him. I mean, because at the end of the day, they all got belts, right? So like, why turn on Brian Danielson now? Is John Moxley, about to reveal that there's this master plan conspiracy thing going on, or is Claudio, aka Cesaro, about to take over? Is that anything? I mean, like I said, John Moxley is probably going to go for the belt next. I don't know if he's going to win though, but he probably going to go for the belt next. Like John Mox, like is I mean, Brian Danielson was never really a leader, I guess, to this faction, but I looked at Brian Danielson as like the main guy after John Moxley wasn't champ anymore. So we'll see. And then last but certainly not least, man, I told y'all this is Swerve's house. Even in defeat, this guy is a mega star. All y'all keep saying, you put that mega star label on everybody. signed a big contract. Even in defeat, he's still the biggest name in that company right now. To me, my opinion, him and Tony Storm are the ones up there right now. Great match. I was like, what is a lights out steel cage match? Well, I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. I thought it was like literally the lighting, like it, like they was gonna make the arena dark and just light up the steel cage, but obviously you had to be knocked out for this match. So that's a lights out steel cage, which is great. I love stipulation matches, especially ones that I don't know about, something new, or maybe this happened before. I don't know. Like I said, I'm very new to AEW, but great match, match of the night. Yo, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but that Willow Nightingale Chris Statlander match surprised me so much. I think that was my favorite match. But obviously, this match was amazing to me as well. Now, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. I mean, they was going crazy, man. Weapons, stapling, tables. I'm like, dog, what? And the build up to it with the house burning, me and Afi Kingdom, we talked about this on the podcast. He was saying like, damn, like they could have let the Swerve buying his house thing marinate a little bit more, and then like get to the point where Hangman burned the house down. But he literally burned the house down as soon as they showed the house, which is the problem with the week with AEW has a problem with their weekly shows that needs to be fixed. Maybe I'll make a video about that, but I still enjoyed it. And I understand why they did that, because the pay-per-view was so close, you had to hurry up and just sometimes things happen like that, man. You know, it's a business at the end of the day. So we needed that match to be on there. And this wasn't even for the belt. This was the main event match, not for the belt. And this is why I love wrestling. I love when there's a story that's going on that you don't even need a belt to justify why we're in this position. And this is still marquee. This is still the main event, which is absolutely great, man. This is great. Is there anything I said? Yeah, I like I said, the stable gun thing was crazy. Not it was crazy, but it wasn't ridiculous. It wasn't like somebody got put through a um like some death match wrestling type of stuff. So it was still cool. Um, I mean, Swerve took a lot of damage in this fight. I will say, you know, Hangman was due a win. I'm not mad at the result. Swerve is not buried. He just signed a big contract, so obviously we know he's gonna be pushed to the top, and they're really believing in him and stuff like that. So I'm not mad at Swerve losing. I mean, Hangman needed a win. I mean, you know, he hasn't been winning a lot, so I mean, he needed one. So I mean, it was some dope moments in the steel cage match, and I would love to see another lights out steel cage match. So you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Great pay-per-view overall. Like I said, I would love for AEW to like get purchased by like a network so that we could just pay a monthly thing, because paying as a normal person, and you know, we work our jobs, bro, paying for these pay-per-views is a little hefty, but at the end of the day, I still had a great time, still had a good time. Overall, great pay-per-view, man. I would say the All In and All Out pretty damn good. And I was worried for All Out because All Out was so damn close to All In. I'm like, bro, this it's gonna flop. Tony Khan and AEW, they put a lot of thought into their pay-per-views. If they can increase the quality of the weekly episodic shows, we might have to have a real conversation about really competing with SmackDown and Raw. Because AEW, for me, based off of based off of their weekly shows, they're still like a step. Them in NXT is a toss up. Sometimes NXT outshines, but AEW has been consistently doing better than normal. But AEW pay-per-views are kicking ass. AEW, I'll say All Out edges No Mercy over No Mercy for sure. Bash at Berlin is All Out Bash at Berlin. I would say so, because even I had No Mercy almost. No, I actually enjoy No Mercy better than Bash at Berlin, to be honest. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna pander. Bash at Berlin was the weakest of the three pay-per-views in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for the love and support. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys on Tuesday. Got a great video coming for you guys. And if you guys want more WWE, AEW, TNA content, let me know down below, man. Thank you for everything. I hope you got through the whole video, man. Peace.